Well, let's get some reaction now from the NDP. Heather McPherson is the party's whip, and she joins us right now. Ms. McPherson, thank you for being here.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, I'm going to get your reaction first and foremost to what we heard from Pierre Poilievre this morning in the House, because by choosing to vote against their motion, he essentially accuses your party of, and these are his words, letting thousands more people die, letting thousands more lose their homes, allowing thousands more to get addicted to what he calls government-funded drugs, and he ties those outcomes to government programs. So how do you answer that type of criticism, again, accusing you of letting bad things happen to Canadians?
Oh, I mean, Pierre Poilievre is frankly a very, very deeply unserious politician. He is not truthful. He constantly lies within the House of Commons. He constantly makes things up, uses hyperbole. Canadians can see what he's doing. This is a deeply unserious man who is trying to get some clips for his social media so he can continue to tell people that everything's the worst and everything is broken. It's disingenuous. It's very damaging to our democracy, and it's dangerous.
Except that, you know, when you look at the polling numbers and the polling numbers of this last year, Poilievre and his party do have a double-digit lead on all parties, including yours. Can you really afford to ignore, you know, the arguments that he's making when so many Canadians apparently are finding resonance in his message?
Listen, I'm going to continue to, every single day, point out the hypocrisy of the Conservative Party of Canada. I'm going to continually talk about those things that we know Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives will cut. You know, I'm an Albertan. I'm seeing what's happening right now in Alberta with Daniel Smith. It is absolutely clear that Pierre Poilievre will cut health care. He will cut dental care, child care. There is no plan on dealing with our climate crisis. You know, this is the person he is, and this is who I think Canadians need to recognize. And my hope is that when it comes time to elections, you know, polls are not what's important. Election day is what's important. And on election day, I have a lot of faith that Canadians will see through the rhetoric, the slogans, the bumper stickers, the very strong alliteration of Pierre Poilievre.
But, you know, he does also make another point, and not just him, but other Conservatives. They call it hypocrisy and wonder how your party can support a government that your own leader has accused of being too beholden to corporate interests to fight for the average Canadian. How do you answer that criticism?
Well, you know, we have a situation right now where we have both the Liberals and the Conservatives that are very much beholden to corporate influence. You know, we've seen this in both circumstances, but for Pierre Poilievre to come forward and say we have no confidence in the government, you know, whatever. I'm also have no confidence in Pierre Poilievre, and I am not going to in any way listen to him or support any of the things that he's trying to do within the House. You know, it's something we've seen time and time again. You need to be able to work collaboratively. You need to be able to work with people. He is a divisive, dangerous man for our country, for our democracy, and we won't be taking any marching orders or any lessons from somebody like Pierre Poilievre.
Now, pharmacare is expected to get royal assent next month. Seniors expected to be eligible for, more seniors are eligible for dental care by the new year. And of course, those are two big policy platforms that your party wanted out of the supply and confidence agreement. So is it safe to say that your party will continue to support the Trudeau Liberals until those initiatives are accomplished and more settled?
Well, you know, we've been really clear. We will look at each vote. We're an opposition party. We will look at each vote as it comes. If there is benefits for Canadians, if there are things that will help Canadians, then we will vote for that. If there are things that will hurt Canadians, if there are things that we don't support, then we won't. I mean, that's what opposition parties should do. You know, Pierre Poilievre votes against everything just out of principle because otherwise his narrative of everything is broken won't work. But we are going to find ways that we can get help for Canadians. And of course, the dental care program, the pharmacare program, those are NDP platform programs. Those are the things that, you know, the Conservatives and the Liberals voted against until we were able to force the government to do those things. If we can continue to get support for Canadians, we'll continue to support. We'll continue to do that.
Okay, support Canadians. I hear what you're saying, but there are also two elections this October where New Democrats are fighting and stand a good chance of winning, one in British Columbia, the other in Saskatchewan. Do those elections figure into your party's decision to let Parliament stand for now?
So I think you forgot one, the election that we had just recently, the by-election in Elmwood-Transcona, which we were able to hold on to and able to win, despite the fact that the Conservatives basically threw everything they could at it. So clearly New Democrats are in the running when we were able to elect a new member for Elmwood-Transcona. And we're really close in the Montreal by-election as well, with a seat that was supposed to be a Liberal safe seat. You know, we are ready to go to an election any time. And I think right now we're making a pretty darn good case that New Democrats are the ones that can push back against Pierre Poilievre. You know, Pierre Poilievre wasn't even in the running in Montreal. He's not even there, and the Liberals lost a safe seat. You know, Monday, the by-election, was a pretty good day for New Democrats.
What did the provincial campaigns affect at all your decision right now to support the government?
So the provincial campaigns will run. They'll do what they do, but we're ready to have an election at any time.
Okay. Heather McPherson, always appreciate the time. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Michael.